Now, where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta originally, Southeast Atlanta, Zone 3, but I grew up on the east side. That's where I went to school at, DeKalb County, Stone Mountain, Lithonia, that whole East End. I'm well known there.
How old were you when you made that move?
Well, really, I was going to school on the east side, so then I was going to school on the east side, but then on the weekends I just come back to Thomasville in Southeast Atlanta and be there on the weekends. So really, as soon as I started school, it was straight to the east.
I'm guessing separated parents?
Nope. Well, at that time, we were staying with my grandma in Thomasville, and then me and my mom moved to some apartments on the east side. And then after that, my dad actually got a house on the east side, so then we moved in with him. So yeah, both my parents still together to this day.
Never separated?
Never separated.
Oh. Why was your grandmother taking care of you?
Well,
you had two parents. Why was she involved?
At that time, they were my mom was still staying with my grandma at the time.
Oh.
So, because they was only maybe like early 20s, like maybe 20, 21. So
okay.
At that time, yeah, people just still trying to figure it out.
So it was a support system, maybe some extra assistance?
Yeah, it was a bunch of us in the house at that time. Me, my mama, my aunt, my uncle, my uncle's kids. So it was about 4 or 5 cousins, my granddad and my grandma. So that house was always jumping.
All under one roof?
All under one roof.
What were the sleeping arrangements like?
Well, my cousins didn't always stay there all the time. So it was different. Me and my mom, we was in the same room. Then it'll be like aunt upstairs, grandma and granddad in one room, uncle in another room, his kids, you know, with him. But then at the same time, people always spread around, couch upstairs, you know, people spread around the house everywhere pretty much.
Sounds like a big house.
Nah, two levels. I guess you can call it big, but 2 levels.
Now, growing up, paint the picture for us. What was it like for you growing up in Atlanta?
In Atlanta growing up, I mean, it was pretty decent. I had a pretty decent upbringing. Got, you know, 2 pretty decent parents. You know, it's just kind of in that middle portion where, you know, you got just enough to be sustainable, but you don't have enough to do everything you want to do. You know, so it's kind of right there in that middle portion where it's like, you know, I wish I could have that. I want to do that, but I can't. But at the same time, I'm not as bad off as this person over here. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of right there in that middle portion.
Looking back, was it a rough upbringing for you? Would you describe it as rough or no?
Nah, I wouldn't describe it as rough.
As a kid, did you get into trouble?
Yeah, I was a terrible child.
Terrible. That's a pretty bold description.
I ain't gonna say terrible like just a bad kid. Well, I got into trouble. Like really, a lot of my trouble was just in school, just being a class clown. You know, making fun with the girls and stuff. You know, just being entertaining.
Bullying?
No, I didn't bully nobody.
Okay. Some class clowns can be a little rough.
Nah, probably joning. Now, joning, I was serious at that.
What does joning mean if somebody's not familiar with that phrase?
Yeah, joning, that's just talking about somebody. Some people call it roasting, flaming. You know, that's what we do. We'll join you till you cry sometimes.
Could that be seen as bullying to somebody?
It could be, but people know after they get into this joning session with me, don't try to join with me. And if you try to join with me, you know what's gonna happen. So if they try it again, hey, that's what happened.
Now, when you speak of getting into trouble, what was the most serious thing you got into, trouble-wise?
Let's see, trouble-wise in school.
Anything crazy?
Nah,
Never got
too
suspended
much crazy.
or anything?
I mean, I've been suspended, yeah, for fighting, just disrupting class. Let's see.
In school suspension, or are we talking kicked out of school completely, you got to do alternative school type of thing?
No, I never been kicked out of school completely.
Not expelled?
Yeah, I never been expelled. I done had in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, but I never been expelled.
What's the difference between the two? In-school suspension, out-of-school suspension?
Oh, in-school suspension, that's like you in they put you in this classroom, and then the classroom, it don't really have nothing on the walls. It's just like a extremely bland classroom. So it just be you, some teacher in there, and a bunch of other people who done got in trouble, and everybody in that same classroom.
And out of school suspension, you're
taken
out of the school for a second.
Yeah, you're at home for a few
and
days.
Expelled, I'm assuming you're kicked out, you can never come back.
Yeah, you can never come back. You can either go to alternative school, or if they kick you out of the county, then you can't even go to alternative school in that county. You got to go to a whole nother county.
Did you rap in school?
Yeah, I was rapping in 6th grade, doing talent shows really all across the city, really. Doing talent shows and stuff like that since 6th grade, and just gradually progressed. In high school, I ended up making a music video, because my school and another school ended up having a big rivalry between the two football teams. So I ended up making a song to diss the other school. We shot a video for it. They ended up getting almost like 200,000 views in a week. So it went crazy. They ended up putting me on these different radio stations, put me in the AJC newspaper. So it was a real big thing.
So they were actually celebrating the fact that you were dissing another school?
Yeah, because the rivalry was that serious. Like, the football teams, it was 2 football teams, so both our football teams ain't like each other. So of course that made us not like the other school. So and then like something ended up happening. They end up like spray painting our field. And honestly, I don't even know if they spray painted our field. Somebody spray painted it, but they got the blame for it. So when they got the blame for it, I had to make the song. And then that was our retaliation for them spray painting the field, was making the song.
Is the song still out? Can people look that up still?
Yeah, that's on YouTube right now. AJ, Shawty, Stevenson, Beef It Up.
Battled classmates on the rap tip?
No, not necessarily.
Graduated high school?
Yeah, graduated.
Thoughts on college after that?
Nah, I knew I wasn't going to college. I kind of already knew that. Honestly, my plan was a little messed up when I really think about it now, because really when I was like 12th grade, I was thinking like, shit, at 12th grade, I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to trap, I'm going to rap, and that's going to be it. And that was really my plan, honestly. So that ended up changing later on once I, started thinking about things differently, moving differently. But that was my whole plan. And I was getting away with a lot of stuff. I was doing a lot of shit and just getting away with it, because people look at me and they don't think that I'm going to be doing the type of stuff that I was doing. So I was able to get away with a lot of stuff that a lot of people wouldn't have been able to get away with.
So you went into the streets after high school. Now, was that a financial thing? Like, was it you couldn't afford college type of thing? That's why you didn't go to college? Or you just truly didn't want to go to college?
No, I already knew I didn't want to go to college. Honestly, I already knew that I wanted to rap.
Oh, okay.
So I knew I wanted to rap, and I figured, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I've been doing. So, and not like no crack or nothing like that. It was just weed, but not that make it any better. But that's what I was doing, and just doing that, like, hey, well, this is what I'm going to do.
What was your parents' thoughts on not continuing your education past high school?
They didn't feel no type of way about it, because they just kind of trusted my decision on it.
Now, the streets, looking back, dealing with the streets, that's a very risky path to take. Even though you said it wasn't crack, it was marijuana, you said it doesn't make it any better, that's still currently in Georgia an illegal substance.
Yeah.
Now, with that, there's consequences with dealing with the streets. It's violence that could happen dealing with the streets. It's incarceration, be it jail or prison time, dealing with the streets. Why go that route, knowing those type of consequences? Why not just a 9-to-5 job type of thing?
Because honestly, my thinking was, for one, I didn't want to work all them long hours for this minimal amount of pay, when I know I can do what I want, I can move when I want, and I can make even more doing this. And then at the same time, I know that you know, my face so clean, my face so good, and a lot of people rock with me like that. So it's like, I know I can move under the radar, you know, like a lot of people wouldn't be able to move. So that was because basically I just kind of seen a route and seen an opening, and I just took it.
Was it unavoidable? Could you have made another decision instead of the street route?
Almost 80% of the people who in the streets can make a different decision.
But you still take the chance and do it anyways.
Yeah, it's just based on that person, however that person feel.
Any regrets dealing with the streets? Thinking back?
No, not for me, not really.
Was it worth it? Was the risk worth the reward, or what you got out of it?
Yeah, honestly, at the time, yeah, it was. There's a lot of stuff I wouldn't have been able to do if I didn't have that money in my pocket at the time.
Now, somebody watching this, let's talk about a couple scenarios. One, let's talk about the streets. Let's say somebody's just getting out of high school, they just graduated, and they have to make the next decision in their life. Let's say they're 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot out. What do you tell a kid like that? I understand there could be different circumstances one may go through, but generally speaking, what's the advice there?
1 foot in, 1 foot out. When you say 1 foot, like 1 foot in the streets,
1 foot in the streets, 1 foot out, they got to make the next decision in their life. High school just finished. What do you tell them?
Honestly, just try to think every situation through. Honestly, just weigh your pros and your cons. However you feel about the situation, you just got to make the best decision for you, because sometimes, honestly, you may have to be out there like that before you can get clean. Because, you know what I'm saying, that depending on your situation, you got to judge your situation for you. I can't influence you to tell you this what you should do, this what you shouldn't do. All I can tell you to do is, hey, these the pros of it, these the cons of it. And whatever you feel like best for you, that's what you got to do. And you going to have to deal with the consequences if something bad go down with it. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to, move the best way you can, do, think smart, do what you got to do. But, hey, at the end of the day, the goal is to do the right thing and be clean. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you got to do that before you can get clean, hey, you got to do what you got to do.
What do you tell a kid, different scenario? They just get out of high school just finished. Let's say they have a passion for music. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a rapper like yourself. There's other positions in the music industry, music video director, producer, engineer, DJ, whatever the case may be. They have a passion for music. High school just ended, and they have to make the next decision in their life. Do you tell a kid like that, go straight into the music? Or do you tell a kid like that, if they can continue their education, do that in music at the same time? Again, everybody's circumstance can be different. Generally speaking, what's the advice?
Yeah, generally speaking, I would say if you can continue to pursue your college career, then go ahead and do it, and do both at the same time. I wouldn't tell nobody to go to college and forget your dreams. Nah, if you're gonna go to college, then go to college, but don't ever stop. You know what I'm saying? Stop your dream. If your dream is to be a DJ, your dream is to be a producer, you need to do that. And you gotta be 10 toes down in it if you wanna really do it.
Any jobs growing up for you?
I had my first job probably around like 20, 21 years old, and that's doing home security systems. So, but like now I'm a contractor doing that. So I install home security systems. I work with different companies, as well as I'm a co-owner of my own company as well, installing home security systems. So I really put up a home security system anywhere, man. Your mama house, your dog house, your trap house, it don't matter. I'll secure anything.
Now, you don't have a problem admitting that you have a rap career and you have a regular 9-to-5 type of job?
You got to get that money from somewhere.
Nobody talks about it. Nobody brags about it. Nobody promotes that they have a job.
Hey, man, you got to do something. Hey, but I mean, at the same time, it's like you got some people who gon' flex and who gon' lie and say that they in the streets, because that's what the cool thing to do is, I guess, to say that you in the streets and then you rapping. So that's the cool thing to do. But them niggas ain't really do nothing. They wasn't really serving nothing. They wasn't really doing nothing. But You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to tell the truth out here.
Why do you think that isn't talked about? Let's say a rapper does have regular jobs or did have one, but they don't put it in their raps. Why do you think that is? Because it's seen as uncool? Is it embarrassing for a rapper to have a 9-to-5 job and rap at the same time?
Honestly, because I guess maybe it's partly because when you look at people look at an artist and they want to look up to an artist. When you look up to an artist, you think, okay, well, this artist got a whole lot of money, he got this, he got that, so that kind of helped them look up to him. And you know what I'm saying, and even on the street tip, that help you kind of sort of look up to him because he living a lifestyle that you may not be living, you know what I mean? But at the same time, even with a 9-to-5, depending on your 9-to-5, shit, you could be getting paid. It depends on where you working at. And like I said, hell, I'm a co-owner in my own business. I can put a alarm system in your house, and I can secure that motherfucker so the police come, everything. I can do all that myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just and really I'm a contractor. I'm not even necessarily a 9-to-5 worker. I'm a contractor and a boss. So that's still two different things. But depending on your 9-to-5, if you getting paid, nigga, you just getting paid. I don't look down on nobody hustle. I don't really care how you get it. If you getting it, you getting it. As long as you ain't harming people, harming nobody's family, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that, then, man, get your money.
Now, my next question to you would be, with that job that you have, any other jobs or just that main job right there?
That's it. That's the only job I ever had.
Now, any crazy things ever happen on that job?
Man, I done seen all type of stuff on that job, man.
Anything out of the norm? What's the craziest thing that you're able to share with us?
I'm trying to think. It's so much stuff.
Anything abnormal?
Dang, let me think. I'll be able to think of it.
Have you secured you said a dog house, a trap house, a regular house? Have you done an alarm system at a trap house before?
Yes, I have. I really have, for real. I have. Yeah, like, hey, this the thing. This one thing you gotta learn about people. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter if you rob people for a living, and that's what you do. Even the person who robs somebody for a living don't want their stuff stolen. Everybody wants security. Everybody want their stuff secured. You don't want nobody taking your stuff even if you stole it. So, hey, everybody need an alarm system. So I done put alarm systems in all type of places. I done been in houses where the customer trying to talk to me, trying to get at me, you know what I'm saying, while the husband there. Like, I mean, sometimes I done had crazy customers damn near try to chase you out the house, racist customers, everything. I done had people lie on me. I'm like, hey, you learn a lot about people when you work this type of job. That's for sure. You deal with a lot of different people, all different races, you know what I'm saying? You learn a lot about people, but, you know, sometimes it's gravy, but sometimes it do get crazy depending on, you know, what type of house you in, where you at. I mean, it's a funny job, for real.
Are alarm systems worth it? Do they really work? I mean, being in Atlanta, when I flip on the news, I hear of so many home invasion this and home invasion that. Are these home invasions happening because people don't have alarm systems?
That may be something to look into. I don't know. Maybe they don't have an alarm system. Because, I mean, if your alarm system working, you know, like it should, then even if the people, let's say, get down the street, the police should be notified and they should be on the way. Even if they make it out the house in time and, you know what I'm saying, they moving whoop de whoop, but somebody should be on the way, at least to, you know, catch them on the way out or do something. So, I don't know, that may be something to check the statistics on. I don't know.
You have an alarm system at your own personal residence?
Yes, sir.
You installed it yourself?
Yes, sir.
Now, aside from that job, let's talk about your parents. We mentioned them in the very beginning. You said they're still together. And that's interesting because today's times, You don't see parents together too often.
Yeah.
What do you think their secret is on keeping a relationship together intact and that sort of thing?
I don't know, man. I guess they pray a lot. I don't know, cause I mean it ain't like they don't argue, cause I've been seeing them argue for the longest. But hey, somehow, some way, they always come back together, even if they break apart for, you know, and split apart for a couple of days and don't nobody talk to each other, don't nobody even see each other or something. They always make their way back.
In regards to your parents, what's the worst thing you put them through? You mentioned several things, but anything that sticks out, maybe you mentioned already or you didn't mention? Worst thing you put your parents through?
Probably when they found out that I was selling weed, and then when they found out that I was jigging, like, you know what I'm saying, like swiping and shit like that. When they found those two things out, they was real pissed off. They was mad as hell.
What about siblings once again? How many siblings do you have?
I got 4. I got 4 under me.
Brothers, sisters?
I got 3 sisters and 1 brother.
Anyone else raps in your family aside yourself, or just you?
Now, my dad rapped too. I mean, he used to rap when he was younger.
Not active
stuff
anymore?
Like that. Not necessarily. He did and dab. Every now and then I might throw him on a song.
I was just gonna ask if you guys collab.
I got a song called Never Scared, and I threw him on that song.
Who's rapping better on that one?
I'm gonna say I'm rapping better. It don't matter who on the song. I'm rapping better. All right, let's clear that up.
What does your family think about your rap career?
They with me 100%. They really been with me for a long time. They with it 100%.
Mother and father supportive? Obviously your father's supportive, but
yeah.
Mother supportive too?
Yep.
Were they supportive right away, or did they have to warm up to it?
Well, really, my daddy helped me write my first rap back in that was 5th grade. He helped me write my first rap, and then 6th grade. From then on, I started making my own.
What do they think about the music? The music that you make. What's their opinion of it?
All of it they don't like. All of it they don't like just because of the subject matter of some of the stuff that I be saying. But you know, still gotta keep it 100.
What about the cursing? Do they care about that?
They did when I was younger, but I'm too old now.
Have they had a chance to see you perform yet?
Yeah, plenty of times.
What's been their reactions to your performances?
They turned up just like everybody else.
We spoke about a variety of subjects in regards to your upbringing, but overall speaking, what's your message to the youth? What would you tell them today?
What I tell the youth is, be your own man. Don't let people influence you to do something that you're not really trying to do, that you're not really about. Be your own man. Find out who you are first. You got to find yourself. I had to find myself. Sometimes every now and then I have to still find myself. You got to find yourself and do what you do. It's grown-ass people out here who still don't know who they self is. And I know I didn't say that right, but they don't to this day. So, hey, find yourself and then move on your own accord. You know what I'm saying? Do you. Shit, be great.